why haven't we thought about AI replacing people affecting the government revenue? In the US, for example, like 80% roughly of government income comes from taxing individuals. And if those individuals do not have jobs, where is the government going to get the money from? Good question. Not all countries will be affected equally. And here is the tricky thing. China is not really dependent that much on individuals, on taxing individuals. China is a technically communist state. And what that means, most of their revenue is actually coming from taxing corporates. In this AI war that is happening, this is probably China's main weapon. There was an article in Bloomberg a couple of days ago saying, hey guys, why haven't we thought about AI replacing people and white collars affecting the government revenue? Because in the US, for example, like 80% roughly of government income comes from taxing individuals. If those individuals do not have jobs, where is the government going to get the money from? Good question. So that's basically what they call Engels gap. Engels, by the way, it's a body of Karl Marx. The Industrial Revolution disrupts fabric of the way how society works, even for a short time, and still huge displacements of people who professions that were available before no longer make sense. And that disruption also affects governments. They also have to adapt and to change, but it takes time, and that time is a time of unrest, uncertainty, and all those pleasant things that we can, I'm sure we all can't wait to see is that coming. But the point is, there is a gap where the government will also feel disrupted. The governments, not just one, pretty much everybody going to affect everybody. What that article, the Bloomberg article, what it didn't say is that not all countries will be affected equally. They put a list there, like, hey, US, Germany, and Japan, and the rest of the developed countries, they said, will be affected. And they put China in this list. And here is the tricky thing. China is not really dependent that much on individuals, on taxing individuals. China is a technically communist state. And what that means, most of their revenue is actually coming from taxing corporates. And the main thing is VAT, but VAT basically also not purely individual tax, corporates involved, corporates paid that as well. But most importantly, the taxing individuals is almost like negligible part of the Chinese government income. Negligible. Basically, what that all means is that in the coming years, the Western world and, well, when I say the Western world, let's call what we previously called developed world, gonna go through this Engels gap, through this huge displacement and reshuffling and rearrangement of the fabric. Social fabric. But China won't. So the Western world will have to reconfigure its taxation system and maybe find a way how to tax corporations like Meta, Google. Well, good luck, right? But nevertheless, there will be some new configuration. But it will take time, lots of time. And that will be time of weakness. China won't have it. China doesn't have to change anything. Well, nothing structurally. China is already built for this Engels gap, so it's on the other side already, basically. I think about it as if it's actually the main in this AI war that is happening. This is probably China's main weapon. Because it's extremely powerful long term, because it's going to take not a decade but many years, and it's in a very Chinese way. It's a very Sun Tzu way. It's actually, or even Wu way, you don't have to do anything. It's inaction that makes you powerful. This is basically perfect Taoist strategy. Just you sit and wait and do nothing. Well, keep doing what you do, and it's brilliant. But the point is, China has got a new AI weapon, and it is more powerful than distillation. It's definitely more powerful than distillation. It's more powerful than anything, and it's a silent one. You don't have to. China doesn't have to stand up and shake the weapon and say, "Hey, we've got this weapon." No, they don't even have to do anything. They just sit and wait. Exciting, isn't it?